This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning everyone. So welcome to Pega Trainings. This is Chandra. So I have total 10 years of Pega experience and 5 years of training experience, and I still work in a very big MNC using which I can give you the best business scenarios every time. So in terms of real-time projects, in terms of daily scenario interview questions, and in terms of assignments, whatever it is. So ultimately in the next 3 to 4 months, you'll be getting everything like real time, using which a candidate from zero knowledge they can gain like 3 years experience level. So that is the challenge. Okay, so this is all about me, and let's start. So before starting, you'll be having many questions in your mind, like what is Pega? Okay, so most of you people doesn't know like what is Pega also. So before starting, you'll be having any number of questions like what is Pega. Okay, so what is Pega? What are the opportunities of Pega? So what will be the salaries? So maybe if you choose Pega today, so what will be the salary in the current market? And if you wanted to go like fresher, how the salary will be? And if you wanted to like in 2 years experienced, how the packages will be? And how about the certifications in Pega? And how the opportunities in India as well as in the client locations. And if we take Pega today, for next how many years we can survive in the market. So some people will say like that they are from BTech background or BCom background or some other streams. So will Pega be suitable for them or not? So you'll be having any number of questions in your mind, and let's try to get answer for each and every question. Okay, so first let us start with what is Pega. Okay, so the very basic question like what is Pega? And answer for this is Pega is used for developing web applications. You take any web application, we know like Facebook, IRCTC, Flipkart, Amazon, all these are like web applications. So for every web application, we will be having like front end, right? And it should be having with some backend, and it should be having some database also. So Pega is mainly used to design those kind of web applications. Okay, so generally you take any web application, so everything will be designed with having like front end layer using these technologies. So you take any application. So web applications are there from past 20, 30 years. Okay, so if you take any web application, it will be having like UI layer, and it will be having like backend layer, and it will be having database layer. So in the front end, we generally has to develop with HTML, and it should be having with something styling called CSS, and it should be having some scripting related things also. All these constitute like front end design of any application. Similarly, for that there should be like backend also. So backend for any application may be like Java or .NET, Python, C language, C sharp, whatever it is. So all this comes under backend technologies. And for every application there should be some storage, right? So if you are working for Amazon application, so that application should be holding some data, so it should be having some database layer also. So every application should be having these three layers 100%. Now with Pega, all these technologies are completely automated. So for every application, these three layers should be there. And here front end layer, what are all the technologies you are seeing like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these things are completely automated, and even these are automated, and even these are automated. So finally, Pega is one end-to-end development tool without having any coding. So to design any application in the traditional way, so you should be learning like HTML, and after that you need to have something related to Java knowledge, and database related things also you should be having knowledge. But with Pega, all these are automated. So if you go for interview, Pega interview, no one will ask you questions on HTML. No one will ask you questions on any of the backend technologies like Java, .NET, and there will not be any questions even on database also. So using Pega, we have to understand how to implement these automated things, how to drag and drop front end functionality, and maybe how to automate these backend things. These things you have to understand. So finally, using Pega, all the technologies are automated and a developer can design one web application without coding. So this is what we need, right, generally. So most of the people today are looking for IT job without coding. So we got the answer for this. Okay, so if you wanted to go for any IT job like Python or Salesforce, whatever, there is lot of coding. But in Pega, no such coding, everything is automated. So finally, Pega is one automated tool having UI technologies, backend technologies, and database also completely automated. And this is completely automated on something called Java. Okay, so on Java basis, this is the tool. Similarly, on .NET basis, there will be one more tool. On C Sharp, there will be one more tool. So Java will be robust every time. Okay, earlier this Pega is automated on C language earlier in the initial days, almost like 20-30 years back. So later they have modified the things and they have changed this Java background or backend technology based on this Pega based on Java. Okay, so finally Pega is one automated tool based on Java, and in front end it will be having completely designed with HTML5. Every application should have front end, right? Even with this Pega application also, if I drag and drop something, so HTML only. So this is completely automated with latest markup language called HTML5. And as said, there will not be any prior knowledge. So you people might say like that I'm from non-IT background, so I don't know anything about IT. And some people will say like that they are having 10 years of testing experience, maybe 10 years of mainframes experience. So whatever it is, people with zero knowledge or people with 10 years of industry experience in other technology, for everyone Pega will be of equal level. So only thing you have to concentrate how this to be used. That's it. Okay, so this application uses everything like drag and dropping for front end design, and in the back end it will be having Java methods. Fine. So if I wanted to design one web application like this, today you start learning Pega. After 3 or 4 months you'll get some knowledge, right? Then you'll go to companies attending for some interviews, and after that maybe day one, if you're business analyst, they're giving you this screen and asking you to design. Okay, so they'll be just giving you first mock-up. We technically call it like mock-up. They'll be giving you one mock-up and they will ask you the estimated time, in how much time you'll complete. So you'll say like 3 hours or 4 hours or 1 week, whatever it is. So by just seeing this mock-up, you have to understand how much time it will take. So this complete screen here, we can see like something, one image showing up and one video playing to the bottom. Okay, and it is having maybe like first name, last name, age, mobile number, all these things. So if I wanted to design this page using Pega, so I have to drag and drop one image for this, and we have to drag and drop one video, and we have to drag and drop one text box and one text box here, and all these like drag and dropping. And if you wanted to design the same in traditional way, so maybe if you are working with direct HTML, you have to write coding for everything. You have to write coding to include one image, you have to write coding to include one video, so you have to write coding just to include this text box. But with Pega, so front end is completely automated, you can simply drag and drop the things. And that too, drag and drop is not that easy what we think. So what are we thinking? Just drag and dropping, no? So we may think like that is very easy, but that is not that easy. Because if I'm trying to drag and drop, if you observe, this image should take only 20 percentage to the left, right? Okay, so maybe initially if you're drag and dropping, it will take 100% space. By default, whatever you drag and drop, it takes 100 percentage. But now as per this mockup, I have to make this one occupying 20 percentage only, and this one below that 20 percentage only, and this one 50 percentage of the remaining space. So you have to calculate everything in terms of percentages, and after that you have to drag and drop. So this will be like little tricky but very interesting. Okay, compared to traditional manual coding, this will be easy only, right? Okay, and after you drag and dropping, you have to apply something like validations also. Suppose here, if I just drag and drop first name, so I can see one text box. And within this first name, if I enter 1, 2, 3 as the value, is that correct? First name should be having only alphabets, no numbers, no special symbols, no spaces, likewise, right? So after the design is done, additionally we have to work on something called validations. How first name should be, how last name should be, and age. Age, if my company is asking to accept between 20 to 60 only, or date of birth, it should not be before 1990 and after 2010, whatever. So each and everything they will be giving like a requirement, and you are supposed to work on this. And with Pega this can be done in matter of 1 hour. But whereas if you wanted to design the same screen in the traditional way, in the manual development, it will take almost like 2 days. So just imagine the ratio. So there it is like taking 2 days, and here it is like just 1 hour. Okay, so that level of automation is done, okay, using Pega. Fine. So just to design this screen, what are we doing? So we'll simply drag and drop. So let me show you that also once. Okay, so this is our actual Pega tool. How to install this and how did you get this screen, that you'll come to know slowly. So if we just check, this is the output what I'm talking about. Suppose if my requirement is to include one small thing, like maybe if I wanted to include a button, consider, I can simply drag and drop a button starting, and I'm just placing it somewhere here. Okay, so let me save it. And if we just check for the output, so we can see this button, right? So we can able to make these changes in fraction of seconds. But in the other way, that is in the traditional way, if I'm not using Pega, so just to implement this it may take minimum 15 minutes time. But with Pega, just imagine not even a minute. So that level of automation has done. Okay, so likewise, we can able to implement each and everything related to front end. Drag and drop a button, drag and drop a text box, drag and drop a calendar, whatever it is, simply we can drag and drop. And after drag and dropping is done, we have to concentrate on styles. So if you observe, this header is showing like blue color, but in the real time your business analyst they can ask to implement like green color, some other things. So we have to concentrate on the styles, and we have to concentrate on the validations. So front end meaning, so design, styles, validation, these three comes into picture. Okay, it is not that simple task. So consolidatedly we have to work on this front end. Fine. So if we observe in this particular registration screen, this is like registration kind of, right? So where we are having something like register button also at the last. So for this, I can simply drag and drop a button, no doubt in it. And on click of this button, what should happen generally? So I'm getting this screen number 1. Consider you are like an registering in Amazon application, and this is the starting screen what you got, and there is something like register button. And if we click on register button, generally what will happen? Two things. So first and foremost, these details are to be stored in their database, right? All the details whatever we are entering, those are to be maintained in their database. This will be requirement number 1. And the second requirement might be, if we click on this, immediately one email can be triggered. So thank you for registration. Okay, so these two will be common requirements. Now if we wanted to do with Pega here, on click of this, generally to send one email, so on click of this we have to send email. That is one thing. And second thing, store data to database, right? So this is what we're understanding. So generally to store data into database, there should be SQL queries. There should be SQL queries. So database understands only SQL queries. Database will not understand what is Pega. It will not understand what is Java, what is Python. So database will not understand any other language. Database understands only SQL queries. Meaning on clicking of this button, so there should be one SQL query to be generated interacting with so and so database table only. So here in Pega, even SQL queries are completely automated, as I told you. Front end is anywhere ready. We can simply drag and drop. Even SQL queries are also completely automated. Right? So on click of this, we can straight away see one SQL query generated and storing the data into so and so table. So and so table meaning generally database meaning group of tables. Okay, Indian database meaning what? Database related to Jammu Kashmir, database related to Tamil Nadu. So database meaning collection of tables. So consider, so this is our database and this is our Pega project. Okay. And database meaning it will be having collection of tables. It will be having table 1, table 2, table 3, maybe 500,000 tables. So maybe here we are asking something kind of registration. So there is some kind of registration. And maybe here there is something like first name, last name, age, mobile number, all these things. And if we click on register button, come closer. Okay, so if we click on register button, so what are we trying to do? So we wanted to execute one SQL query storing the data into this database. So database will be having like collection of tables now. So sometimes requirement what you will get on click of this database, on click on this button, data has to be stored into this table. And sometimes they'll ask you like this table is completely filled up with data, so store the data in some other table and store data in maybe third table. Okay, so on click of this we understood one SQL query has to be generated, so related to so and so table. So we understood this will be automated, right? So if what table this connection will happen, all these things you have to know. Okay, so on click of this button, SQL query will be automatically generated, no doubt in it. And you have to understand with what table connection will be and within how much time SQL query is generated, everything we have to know. So everything is automated, you need not do anything. So finally, what are we understanding? Pega is one automated tool without coding at all. There will not be any coding. So from front end prospect, I'll simply drag and drop all the images, videos, buttons, everything. And on click of this button, I wanted to send one email. Maybe on click of this button, I wanted to store the data into some table. Meaning SQL queries are completely automated. And for sending one email, so for sending one email, so generally there should be lot of Java code. So if I click on this button, email should be sent. So for that, lot of Java code should be there. But as I told you in Pega, every requirement is completely automated. Even like sending an email or sending an SMS or sending a fax, whatever it is, everything is automated. So you have to be finding with something like send email notification. So there will be something called send email notification, and this particular Java method, this particular Java related thing is having all the necessary Java code for sending email. Okay, so what are we understanding? If I click on this button, something should happen and send email, right? So for that, we are having Java code ready. So if you just expand, you can see this as like complete Java code. You need not understand what is this Java code. Okay, మీకు అర్థం అవ్వకపోయినా పర్లేదు. You need not understand like what is Java code. So you have to understand how to use this. On click of this button, just to call this name, send email notification. If I can just call this on the button click, automatically one email will be triggered. Okay, so likewise for every backend requirement, we are having automated Java ready. So just we have to understand how to use that. That's it. No one will ask you to write the code. Okay, you have to understand how to use the existing code. That is the challenge. So finally, we are understanding like front end is automated and even backend and database. Everything is like completely automated. Okay, fine. So finally, what are we understanding? So Pega is used for developing web applications and that too from end to end, front end to backend database. And to be more clear, to be more particular, applications will be of two types. So take any application, it will be of two types. Suppose if you go for, or if you wanted to get one credit card in Citibank, what you will do? So if you wanted to get for credit card, what you will do? Maybe in Google, I'll search for www.citibank.com, whatever. So if I search for something, I'll be getting information. So, and that information I can see from any part of the world, right? So if I search from India, I'll get some information. And maybe if I search from America, same information. So whatever I'm searching, I'm getting one application and that information is common everywhere because that information they are maintaining in the internet. Okay, that they are maintaining in the internet. Suppose if you wanted to get one credit card, what will be the process? Maybe in that internet, in that website, you will put one enquiry. Okay, then one representative will call you. You cannot directly apply for credit card from the website. One representative will call you and he will come to you. Correct? No? He will come to you. He will collect all the details. So he will collect all the details and necessary documents from you. And after that, he will go back to the bank and he will be using some application and register from there. And then, okay. So consider if you are going for any bank like SBI, so SBI will be having one main website, right? And along with that, it will be having multiple internal applications also. Maybe if I go to bank directly, so there will be counters, counter number one, counter number two, counter number three, likewise. So in first counter, there will be one employee, right? Bank employee, and here another bank employee, and here another bank employee. So this employee will be using one application related to credit card registration, and this person will be using one application maybe related to loans, and this person may be something related to accounts. So if you go for a bank directly, ask for credit card, they will ask you to go to counter number one, or they will ask you to go to counter number two or counter number three. So all these three applications are different, right? And these applications are to be used only by the bank employees. As an outsider, I cannot use this application. So for every organization there will be one main website. This can be accessed by everyone, and same organization will be having multiple internal applications, and these applications are to be accessed by only those employees working in that organization, only those employees. And that too this application should be accessed only from the bank server. So if you are a bank employee working here, only you can access, and that too only from the office, right? Only from the bank. You cannot access the same application from your home or from anywhere. Okay, so all these are like internal applications, and technically we call it like intranet. Intranet, and this one is called internet application, and this is like intranet. Every organization will be having n number of intranet applications. You take any organization, so it will be having n number of intranet applications. So consider IRCTC website, railway booking. Okay, so if you wanted to book one Tatkal ticket, what you will do? So maybe sharp at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. you'll sit before the system, right? Okay, and you will be logging into IRCTC website and try to book for one ticket. Okay, and in this process it may take minimum 2 to 3 minutes time. And that too, can we guarantee that ticket will be confirmed? No, we cannot guarantee. Instead of this, if you are going to Tatkal counter directly, so if I directly go to railway counter, stand in the line, and there if I ask for ticket, then it will not take more than 10 seconds, and that too 100 percentage confirmation will be there. Okay, so what is happening? The application what we are using here and the application what they are using there, both are different, no? Both are different. And if we observe, anytime that particular application, it will be like black and white screen, it will not be that colorful, so that will be just like black and white screen. And this application what we are seeing on internet, it will be very colorful. Okay, it will be very colorful. And as a whole, database is same, right? If there are 10 tickets available, so 10 tickets will be common from here or here. So it should not be like 10 tickets separately from here, 10 separately from here. So database will be common every time. But from here, this there is one channel of booking, there is second channel, whatever it is. And this application only railway employees can use. Yes, yes or no? Only railway employees they can use, and that too they can use it only from the office or from the particular railway station only. They cannot do it from home or anywhere. So all these internal applications, okay, all these internal applications, what are they doing? So they are trying to improve the business. So this application purpose is to issue n number of tickets. It is not like this has to be looking colorful, no? Okay, if this application is to be looking colorful, it has to be loaded with extra technologies, CSS styles, extra things, so that this might be getting slow. But these internal applications, only for internal employees, there is no concept of styles or extra decorations for this. So these internal applications are to be improving the business of any organization. Yes or no? Everyone agree with this? So every organization will be having one main website, n number of internal applications. Suppose if you go for IKEA, okay, so in IKEA, or you can shop in website also in internet, ikea.com, that will be one application. Or instead, if you go to directly IKEA, uh, IKEA physically, then you will be selecting some products. After that, you will go to counter number 1 for billing. So their application is different, right? Once billing is done, next you will go to counter number 2, maybe for home delivery. So their separate application, right? And after that, maybe you can go for extra transportation, counter number 3, maybe for transportation, that is application 3. And maybe after that, you want some kind of replacement or refund related things, there will be one more application. So for that IKEA organization, there is one main website and maybe 20, 30 internal applications. And all these internal applications are for their internal business improvement only. Okay, so all these internal applications what we talk about, so all these are called business processing applications. What are those? Business processing applications. You take this bank example only. So this bank will be having one main website, www.citibank.com, and same bank will be having one application related to loans, one thing related to their salary management, one thing related to their attendance management, one thing for savings account, one cashier portal will be there. Likewise, all these internal applications are to improve the business of that organization. So these are called like business processing applications. Okay, all these are like business processing applications. And any of the tool which is used to develop these business processing applications, so that tool is called business process management tool. What is that? Business process management, nothing but BPM tool. Okay, so Pega is one BPM tool where it is concentrating more on internal applications development. So what was our earlier statement? Pega is used to develop applications. But now modified statement is Pega is used to develop internal applications only. So all the clients today, so there are n number of Pega projects. Pega project related to banking, Pega project related to insurance, retail, vehicle, wherever. So all the Pega projects are for developing internal applications only. Using Pega, we can design the main websites also, but it will be very, very costly. Okay, Pega is like licensed tool. So that will be very, very costly. So if I wanted to develop facebook.com, Facebook main website, so that Facebook website 100% it will not be developed with Pega. Within Facebook there will be internal applications, right? Maybe their salary management, there should be one application. So maybe something related to their cab request application. So all this might be developed on Pega, but main website, if it is developed with Pega, there will be license wise costly. Okay, so Pega license depends upon the number of users and number of request IDs. These two things you'll come to know this statement in coming classes again. So based on some license issues, Pega is not used for developing main websites. Every organization will use Pega only for internal. Okay, those are like business processing applications, and this tool, that is why it is called BPM tool, business process management tool. So there are n number of BPM tools in the market, not only Pega. There are multiple BPM tools. Out of all these things, Pega is top in the market maybe from past 20 years because of its huge number of advantages. What are those advantages? We'll come to know. So for now, we're understanding like it is automating everything. That is one very big advantage, and it will be having some other techno advantages also that will come to know. So finally, Pega is one BPM tool. Okay, so if you search for Pega jobs in Naukri, some people might be searched. Okay, so there you'll find like Pega jobs sometimes, Pega BPM jobs, Pega BPM jobs. Pega BPM is nothing but this only. Okay, so you'll come to know sometimes you'll be seeing like Pega jobs. Okay, Pega BPM, and sometimes you'll come across Pega PRPC. Okay, and sometimes you'll see like Pega CSA, Pega CWSA jobs. Okay, all these things, so everything will be same. Okay, so we got clarity like what is Pega, and we got clarity like what is BPM, what is this PRPC, what is the CSA, what is the CWSA, we are still not aware of. So let's come to know. Okay, so finally we are understanding Pega is one BPM tool where development of internal application is completely automated, right? Suppose if today we are starting a bank, consider. Okay, so consider we are starting a bank, and within this, within our bank, there might be one credit card application. There should be one loans application, maybe savings account application. So three applications. And these three applications, we wanted to start with Pega. Day one, what we have to do? We have to take Pega license. And after that development should be starting, and then testing should be there, and then next phase will be UAT, user acceptance testing will be there. Next phase will be like pre-prod, then prod, likewise. So development meaning, so one application completing meaning from development to till the production. Okay, so this Pega is completely developing internal applications. Along with that, some other things also should be there. So what are all the other things we are trying to understand? So consider if I am a bank manager, and maybe there are four employees working with me. First employee dealing with credit card. So he is completely registering all the credit card customers. Second employee may be dealing with loan customers, whatever it is. So daily end of the day, if I ask my employees to send one report, okay, so credit card person, you have to send one Excel sheet for me, or you have to send one pie chart, how many credit card requests you have raised. So consider this is like manager, and he's having one credit card employee, loans employee, and savings account employee. So daily evening 5 p.m., this person, what he has to do, he has to send one Excel sheet. So all the credit cards issued for that day, and this person also should be sending one Excel sheet, all the loans issued, and this person should be sending one pie chart. So how many accounts issued today, out of which how many are activated, how many are still pending approval, these things. So what is happening? So all the this whatever the Excel sheet we are showing, or data what we are showing, this has to be pulled out from database only, no? Okay, so showing raw data from database table to some pictorial form, that is called general like reporting. Okay, so Pega tool will be having something like reporting or data visualization also inbuilt. So if I wanted to show raw data from database table in some pictorial form, we go for reporting. Suppose in other technology, consider that we are not using Pega. We have designed everything manually, consider, and that particular reporting, if I wanted to show, maybe like pie chart or graphs, whatever. So there, our application should be connected with external reporting tools, maybe like Tableau. Tableau winner, Tableau, Power BI. So you came to know this, right? So what are those tools? So those tools are nothing but reporting part. So whatever the raw data we have in database table, those are to be showing in some pictorial form. So every one of you might be using smartwatches, right? So in that smartwatch, you should be seeing this kind of diagram, activity diagram. So how many steps you how many steps or how many glasses of water you drink per day. So there, what is happening? So whatever the data in their database, they are showing in some pictorial form. For that, they are using kind of Tableau or Power BI. But in Pega, reporting part is also completely included, completely inbuilt. Okay, so if we just take Pega license, we can get development very easily and automated, and along with that, reporting is also inbuilt. You need not take extra license for Tableau. You need not take extra license for Power BI. Maybe if I'm taking extra license for Power BI, it will be costing more. Additionally, I have to hire one more developer for that, right? But in Pega, you being a single developer, you need not understand what Tableau is, but still you can do like reporting. That is the concept. So Pega is making development easy, and it is having reporting part also inbuilt, and it is having something like integrations also. What is integration? Integration meaning integrating with the third party application. So consider if you go for a bank, ask for a credit card. So this is our bank application, consider. So if you go for a bank and ask for credit card, they will not directly issue credit card, right? So they will check for your CIBIL score. So they will be asking you something for PAN card number. So if they are asking PAN card number, based on which they can say that your CIBIL score is good, you will be getting credit card limit of 2 lakhs. Your CIBIL score is not good, only for 1 lakh, or you are not eligible for credit card. So this is what they are confirming, right? So what are they doing? So they will be just collecting PAN card number, and if they clicking on search button, they are getting CIBIL score. And this CIBIL score information, maybe if you go for HDFC Bank, this CIBIL score information, whatever, is it like HDFC own database data? No. What is that? Maybe it has to be pulling out from third party, Indian government system, maybe RBI, consider. So on clicking of this submit button, this PAN card number has to be reaching this application, and they will try to get the data from their database, and they will process it, and they are sending it back, right? They are processing and they are sending it back. Maybe this HDFC application is developed on Pega, consider, and this RB application may be developed on .NET. It is possible, right? It is possible. So whatever the backend technologies we are supposed to integrate now. Okay, we are supposed to integrate. So it is not like both should be using the same. So this application might be developed 20 years back. By the time .NET might be the latest one, they might be using .NET. And today, if we are starting a new bank, And if I wanted to go with Pega, and if I wanted to go with connection with this application, it should be possible. Okay, so integration meaning integrating between two different applications irrespective of the background technologies. So here Pega is one thing different. Maybe this is developed on Java and this is different. Whatever it is, irrespective of the background technologies, we have to integrate. So those integrations are completely inbuilt and those are more secured in Pega. So consider this one. This is like Citibank application developed on Pega. If you are sending PAN card request, third party system has to process it and send it back. Okay, so in between there should be transmissions. Maybe this is developed on Java and this is developed on .NET. So if I'm sending something like in Java request, they will not understand, right? If they are sending response in .NET form, will not understand, right? So there will be common languages. So every technology in the world, you take anything, Pega meaning Java only, .NET, Python, C language, whatever it is, every technology in the world, it will be understanding with some common languages. It will be understanding with some common languages. So that is, XML will be commonly understandable by every technology and HTML will be commonly understandable by every technology. Likewise, there will be few. Suppose if you open Flipkart website, so Flipkart might be developed on Java, right? Background we don't know, maybe on Java. You take Amazon. Amazon might be developed on .NET, some other technology. But Flipkart application is having one front end screens and Amazon application is also having front end screens, right? And these front end screens every time has to be developed with every time front end screens has to be developed with HTML and styles with CSS. Meaning background might be Pega or Java or .NET or Python. Front end will be every time same only, no? Even in our Pega project also, front end screens, if I drag and drop, what is happening? HTML is getting constructed, nothing more than that. So every technology in the world should understand some common language. HTML is one such. Similarly, XML also will be there. So between two applications, if I wanted to integrate, so we are supposed to send it in some common language, maybe in XML, so that it will be understandable by both the parties. So everything like integrations will be internally happening. Okay, so we are supposed to concentrate working on SOAP, REST, Cobra likewise. So integrations will be there. Okay, so development is made easy, reporting part is inbuilt, and integrations are also there. And along with that, there is something called versioning. What is versioning? What is generally versions? Maybe as a developer, we developed one application. So consider we are development team. We have created one credit card application completely. Once development is done, what will be the next phase? Testing. అంతే కదా, what will be the next phase? Testing. Once testing is also done, maybe UAT meaning the real users, they will come and they will test it. Maybe after that production, pre-prod, whatever it is. So as a developer, what are the things you develop that has to be created like in one version has to be given for testing. And maybe if there are any issues, again we have to create one more new version, give it to the next phase, one more version, next phase. So our things whatever we are developing, those are to be versionized. Version 1, 2, 3, 4, it has to be versionized. So for this versioning concept, maybe if I am not using Pega, so I'm having one application designed, maybe not with Pega. So for these versions, I have to get one more extra tool license. We have to get one more license. Maybe Team Foundation Server, TFS, there will be some extra tools. So we have to get some extra license for this versioning, and we have to get like extra developer hired also for that. But in Pega, versioning is also completely inbuilt. You need not go for extra developer, you need not go for extra license also. This is the concept. And it provides something like deployment also. What is deployment? Deployment meaning deploying to the next level of servers. So as a developer, you are developing everything. Once development is done, this has to be deployed into testing server, right? And once that is also done, this has to be deployed into next server, right? Maybe next server, maybe next server, whatever. Today you join one company, maybe like CTS, Cognizant, and from there, in next to 1 year, the product whatever you are developing, that should be used by bank employee, right? That has to be used by bank employee. What is happening? So deployment from server 1 to next server, it is happening. That is actually called deployment. So for deployment, generally we go for DevOps tools sells. So we generally go for DevOps, that is like deployment. So DevOps is just one part of whole application design. Okay, so in Pega, deployment is also completely inbuilt. So we can straight away you deploy the things with this internal Pega design only. Maybe some clients, they might be using some external DevOps tools also for deployment. So that is up to their wish. So finally, what are we understanding? Pega is providing end-to-end solution to the customer, starting from development to or analysis to completely deployment, in between integrations, reporting, development, versioning, everything. So it is providing end-to-end solution, right? Maybe today, if we are starting a new bank, and if I wanted to develop few applications within that, if I take Pega license, that is enough, no? Development will be there, testing will be there, reporting will be there, versioning, integrations, deployment, everything will be there. For a client, this Pega is providing end-to-end solution, starting to end, complete solution. Maybe if I'm not using Pega, I have to get extra tool licenses and extra developers for that. Okay, so this is the concept. So we understood it provides integrations and it provides something like data visualization, everything. Fine. So as I told you, from client perspective, so it is like very, very big advantage. It is providing end-to-end solution. Consider you are developing one website or one application, and with not with Pega. Consider you are doing it traditionally. So in that scenario, for front end, you should be having some developers, right? So if you wanted to design one application, so you should be having maybe 4 UI developers, front end developers. Once front end is done, back end should be started, right? Maybe 4 Java developers, and maybe 2 database developers, and maybe two Tableau developers, and maybe one versioning related admin, and maybe two member DevOps team. Whatever it is, as a whole, it may take like 20-member team. Just an example. So to design one application, there will be like 20-member team, and this 20-member team has to work on the whole design. Maybe it may take like 2 years time. So just to design one complete application, it may take 2 years for 20 members. So if you are a client here and you have to pay all these developers, right? You have to pay 20 developers for how many days or for how many years? 2 years. You have to pay for 20 developers for 2 years. And additionally, you have to get license for DevOps tool. So this foundation server tool, maybe some kind of Tableau, whatever, you have to get extra licenses also. But the same thing, if you wanted to design with Pega, you can just take like one time license, that is. So here, if I wanted to design with Pega, so here 20-member team is there, but we understood one Pega developer. If you are joining like a Pega developer, you can do the front end work, no? You can do drag and dropping. Okay, so you can do whatever here front end developer is doing. Similarly, without you knowing anything about Java, you need not understand like what is Java also, but still you can implement like sending emails, the backend work also, no? Meaning whatever the backend developer doing here, same thing you can do like single person from here, no? And you can do like what is the DB developer doing there, and reporting, everything. So one developer can able to do all these related tasks. Okay, so this 20-member team can be replaced with just a 5-member team right there. So this 20-member team can be replaced with 5-member team. And that too, we understood this up this has to be designed everything from scratch, from zero. But Pega is completely automated. You need not do anything from zero. So this application development, it may be taking like just a 10 percentage of time. Maybe if it is like 2 years, it may take like 3 to 4 months only. 3 to 4 months. Okay, so if I'm client here, I have to pay for how many members? 5 members. For how many months? Maybe 3 months. So paying 5 members for 3 months or paying for 20 members for 2 years. So in terms of budget, which is best? Pega only, right? So Pega is providing end-to-end solution to the customer. Along with that, there is huge budget cut down also. So resource cut down is there, budget constraints, budget also is okay. So considering all these things, all the clients today are going for Pega for their development. So if you start a bank, go for Pega application. So get Pega license and get everything done. So Pega sales team, Pega marketing team will be there. So that marketing team, every time they will try to go to every client and they'll try to explain the advantages of this. Okay, Pega product is there, right? So very big sales team, very big marketing team will be there. So that team will be going to every client and they will try to replace their design to Pega. Okay, so initially they will be giving like 6 months free trial also based on the sales related things. So finally, every client today getting attracted for Pega because of this end-to-end solution and because of this resource cut down and because of this less budget. Okay, so Pega is like one-time investment. Maintenance cost will be very less. So I can just maintain the whole product with less budget, right? But here I have to maintain like this much budget here. Okay, so all the clients are being attracted for Pega today because of these huge opportunities. And in terms of development, so we are developers. So in terms of development perspective, salaries are also will be very high. So Pega developer will be paid around $80 per hour if he is in the client location. So today what happens? So today you join one company, maybe like CTS, and there you will be initially on bench. Then after you will be assigned with some city client, right? So here city client will be paying you money, and city client he is paying you like $80 per hour if you are staying in his location, maybe like US or somewhere. Maybe if you are working from India or some other offshore countries, you will be paid around $40 per hour. So $40 per hour is not a less amount. It's very huge. And that too, this $40 per hour, it will not be credited to your bank account. That is the problem. So this $40 will be paid for CTS, and CTS they will be paying you maybe 10 to 20 percentage out of that. So if you are joining in any company, you will be getting like 10 lakhs package or 20 lakhs package, right? So if a company is paying you like 20 lakhs package, they should be getting like 1 crore out of your profile. So client should be paying almost like 100 percentage, within which you'll be getting only 20 percentage. So one Pega developer is being paid like very, very high in the market today. And we are joining initially in some consultancy, Cognizant, TCS, all these are consultancies. Okay, so within which you are mapped to so and so client. So once you are getting complete grip on the subject, every one of you, what you have to do, you are supposed to directly join to the client. So you have to join like a Pega developer directly with the client, not with any consultancy in between. Okay, maybe if you join TCS, it is a consultancy, right? So if you are directly joining the client, you'll be paid completely this one. So this will be the amount completely credited to your account. So Pega developers are paid very, very high, and that too, as I told you, Pega projects there are huge. So because of this huge number of projects, you will be having like demand for next 10 to 15 years, no doubt. So there are n number of Pega projects, and Pega, as I told you, license will be very costly. Once it is purchased, it is not for 1 year or 2 years. So they will sustain or they will maintain it from past 20, 30 years also. So consider Indian Aadhaar card system. Okay, so that might be with Pega. Australian government websites all are with Pega only. So in India, so there are a number of offshore projects. Okay, from Australia we are getting it like projects here, and all these are with Pega only. Okay, we can survive in the market for next 10 to 15 years, no doubt in it. Okay, and all these are like competitors of Pega. So we understood that there will be n number of BPM tools. All these are like competitors of Pega. Okay, so there will be one BPM tool like APN, Oracle, Kissflow. All these are BPM tools. Out of all these BPM tools, there is no equal competitor for Pega. Okay, so all these are like BPM. There is no equal competitor for Pega because Pega is almost like 95 percentage automated, and other tools not even 50-60 percentage. So if any, suppose if you are using this one or whatever, so additionally we have to write coding also. But in Pega, no such coding. Completely 95 percentage automated. You can search for low code platform in Google. You'll be getting Pega only. Okay, there will not be any coding at all. Okay, fine. This is the top in BPM market. And coming to the certifications wise, so once you learn Pega, so maybe after 3 months you'll be going for like an interview. So interviewer will ask you what is your experience. You'll say like 3 years or 4 years or 1 year, whatever it is. So how it will be decided? Based on the certifications. So if you are certified, then it will be trustworthy, right? So certifications are mandatory, and certifications will be of 3 levels. It will be of 3 levels. So what is the first one? CSA, CSSA, and LSA. So there will be 3 level of certifications, and this is like beginner, this is like intermediate, this is like advanced level. So if you wanted to go like an maybe 0 to 2 years of experience, so after you learning Pega, you wanted to put some fake experience, or some people wants to go like a fresher, whatever it is. So if you wanted to show your Pega knowledge between 0 to 2 years, so this first certification is enough. Maybe if you wanted to showcase like 3 plus, then you have to do first one and second one also. Directly you cannot do the second one. You have to do both, and it is recommended to maintain minimum or decent gap between these two. So if you are having both the certifications done on same day, it will not be looking trustworthy. So it has to be done with certification first maybe today, and next one maybe after 3 months or 2 months, maintaining certain gap. And if you wanted to go like an lead, so there will be some people with a 10 plus of industry experience, maybe in .NET or Java or some other streams. So they wanted to go like in directly Pega management. So for them, third certification is encouraged. So 99 percentage people initially learning today, for them first and second only encouraged. Third one, that depends. So if you wanted to know like how you wanted to go and what will be the other things, you can call me personally also, not a problem. And individually costs will be separate. So this cost will be $206. Okay, it will be like $206 dollar based. Okay, so I suggest every one of you to do certifications as soon as possible. So if you do the certification, then certification date comes into picture. Okay, so maybe after 4 months, if you go for an interview, if you say like certification I have done 4 months back or 5 months back, that should be decent, right? So that is the reason certification needs to be done as soon as possible. For that, I'll help you. So if you wanted to know anything more about certification, please call me personally. So if you don't know my number, this is my number. If anyone doesn't have, you can just make a note of this. So this is my number, and I will be available from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on this number, and other times my team or someone will be assisting you. So if you wanted to talk to me anything related to technical, or something like career guidance, or maybe related to this course related doubts, whatever it is, it might be silly doubt or whatever, you can just call to me on this number. Okay, and this whole course will be like 4 months duration. 4 months duration, and daily same time, that is 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And this will be like English batch, and duration will be 4 months, where you will be covering, where we'll be covering like 3 real-time projects, and you'll be getting daily assignments. Almost like you'll get 300 plus assignments overall, all are like real time. and you will be getting daily interview questions also, maybe 400 plus interview questions with answers, video explanation, everything. And there will be weekly mock test. So weekly mock test will be there, so everything. So it will take around 4 months, and you will be providing you daily class recordings also, everything will be shared. And all this daily class recordings and this content you can access for 8 months. From starting day to 8 months you can access this, and this you can access in mobile phone. Okay, so this is like view only, and from mobile phone, not from laptop. Okay, so this can be accessed from mobile phone and you can access for 8 months. Okay, so tomorrow also every one of you please join with the same link, and offline people please come in time. And tomorrow I'll show you how the projects will be in Pega. Today we are just understanding that what is Pega, what a Pega can do, that's it. So tomorrow I'll show you what will be the real-time projects. Okay, so using Pega, how to design one external website or one application. So those kind of projects I'll show you tomorrow, and that will be covered as part of our course discussion. Okay, so hope everyone is clear. And if you have any kind of doubts, it might be silly doubt or it might be related to technical or career guidance or installation or certification, whatever training related things, everything, you feel free to call me. Between this time I'll be available. Okay, so I understand that we are not having enough time to discuss on questions and answers, so everything will be clear. I think with every one of you I spoke to you personally. Okay, and even online also. If not, feel free to call me for any kind of thing, I'll help you. So tomorrow also every one of you please join with the same link, and offline please come. Clear, right, online people?